so much to talk about, Dave. I cannot wait.
It's going to be absolutely
I'm counting
insane.
down the seconds.
Right? It's going to be absolutely insane. What's up, everybody? It's Dave Drakes with The Collective Experience, and we are back for another Foul Plugs. And of course, I had to bring in the one and only Tayler Kaplan. What's up, Tayler?
What's going on, Dave?
Not too much. Following the last one that we did, part one, of course, I had to bring you back for part two, and we're talking 250s this time. Obviously, Taylor's background's different. She's off in Florida doing amazing things, and we were just talking about how much I want to be like her when I grow up. So, but yeah, I'm pumped. We're here. The week is here. We got a couple of days before we go racing outdoors. We get some gate drops at Pala. So it's sparking a lot of controversy, I guess, along the message boards and on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Everyone's talking about who's gonna be the next person in line to take the 250 title, who is going to be the big man on campus, who's the new senior that's going to emerge and lead this class of young, passionate, talented guys. And of course, Tayler, I have to get your impression of it. I think I have a good inkling of who it's going to be, but I want to hear from you and get your 2 cents on who you think is going to be the person to really watch out for and who are our star racers going to be.
Absolutely. So, to start off, I don't think we can even talk about the 250 class without mentioning Jeremy Martin. Of course, he is, out of all of the guys in the field this year in the 250 class, he is hands down the most experienced.
Yep.
He's won this championship 2 times and come in second the same amount of times. So there's no one in this class that is more experienced in this field than Jeremy Martin. And of course, everybody knows first main event of the first round last year in Supercross, or this past year in Supercross. Mm-hmm. We lost him, and he's been working on an injury ever since. He's been riding outdoors. So he's kind of still that, anytime we have a guy coming back from an injury, it's always still kind of that, what do we expect? What are we going to get out of him?
Yeah.
But I think everybody knows, as far as that 250 class goes, hands down, there's no one more experienced and ready than him. And I think anytime that a former champion leaves the class and moves up to the 450s, I think there's a lot of guys that say, okay, this is my year. Yeah. And I think we'd be really happy to see Jeremy Martin be that guy. I think if 24 races, if he can finish 24 and remain healthy on all 24, who's to say he's not going to be that guy?
Exactly. And I'm glad you brought up Jeremy Martin, because a lot of people, because this is a sport where you're only as good as their last race. A lot of people don't keep him at the front of their mind, and this guy won the title before a couple years ago, but he's on the same bike he's on right now. And like you said, he's very, very experienced. He's got the tenure in the class, and this guy can get it done.
Absolutely. And there's something to be said for the fact that he is on the bike to beat.
Yes.
He's back on that Yamaha, which is they won both the East and the West Championship in the 250 class and Supercross this past year. So that Star Racing Yamaha is the bike to beat. He's back on it, despite whatever conflicts they may have had before. He's ready to go. He is fully equipped with that Yamaha, and he's ready to, he's ready to go. And I'm really excited to see what Jeremy can do for this class. We saw him practicing, June last year? He was at Southwick putting in laps. He was practicing. So, love to see that.
Right. Exactly. So, at our home track, of course, the guy putting the laps. No, I'm glad you brought up the East and West Supercross titles, because his teammates both won one respectively. We had Colt Nichols and we had Justin Cooper win titles, and those guys aren't slouches outdoors. And I'm wondering how the team dynamics are going to shift a little bit, because like, what you and I said, Jeremy Martin is going to be the guy that we're keeping an eye on. He's got, again, the tenure, the speed, the best bike arguably in the class right now, but he's got two teammates that have a lot of confidence underneath them. They're a little bit younger, and they're a little bit more, I'd say, willing to hang it out than maybe Jeremy would. And I wonder how that's
they're healthy. Play.
They're healthy. They're not coming off an injury. But then you could say Jeremy's fresh also, because he didn't have to do the full campaign. So it can kind of go either way. But who do you think, out of Justin Cooper and Colt Nichols, who was going to give Jeremy Martin the biggest run for his money?
As far as outdoors goes, I think Justin Cooper's got to be my pick out of the two.
I agree with you. Justin Cooper, I mean, the guy was killing it last year too. He's got multiple wins under his belt already. Not saying that that Colt Nichols doesn't, but I think Cooper lends himself to be a little bit more of outdoor specialist than I say Colt Nichols would. So I do have to say that I like what Justin Cooper's going to bring to the table on this one. We've got a few guys that are going to be showing up that can jostle for that top 5 spot. We've got Yamahas, we've got we got the Honda boys of Jett Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence. Those two guys are very, very formidable. I think we see a resurgence in Hunter Lawrence this year, and I think he was going to be
absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind.
Exactly, a little bit closer to his brother. And those guys, I mean, we could talk about those guys for a whole show on themselves about just how successful they're going to be, how successful they are right now, especially being on an iconic historic bike. And your family is no stranger to the Hondas. You know how great those bikes are. You guys have quite a collection of them. So I'm excited. And if you guys haven't checked out Kaplan America YouTube channel, which features Tayler, and she's probably one of the better features of the channel. You will be amazed. It is so phenomenal what Tayler's dad is being able to craft with the entire Kaplan family, because it's a whole family effort, and crafting just a massive array of just beautiful motorcycles from all time zones. And this historic, I'm going to say historic because it's going to be historic. The Motor Circuit Museum of New England. It's phenomenal. So yeah, long story short, Tayler, the Hondas are great, and I think the Lawrence brothers are going to be a thorn in the side. It's no secret, but I do want to talk about Pro Circuit versus Star Racing Yamaha. Pro Circuit absolutely kind of had I want to say just class dominance for easily 15, 20 years of just constantly being the team that is going to be their top 3, always going to have a title at some point in the year. In the last, I want to say 5 or so years, we really have not seen that same level of dominance from the Kawasaki crew. So I want to get your 2 cents. Do you think that Pro Circuit Kawasaki can get the job done this year and sort of dethrone Star Racing Yamaha from being the top dog in the 250 class? And if so, which rider do you think is going to be able to do it, or at least give Star Racing a little run for their money?
Sure. So I gotta say, I was definitely the mindset of we're going to see a lot of Yamahas, we're going to see a lot of Hondas on the podium this year. That was kind of my mindset going into this weekend, going into the first round here at Paula. But I got to say, though, if we're looking outside of the Yamahas and the Hondas, I've got to say, Austin Forkner, he has the raw speed. He is so talented. However, this is all considering he can keep it on 2 wheels. As long as he keeps it on 2 wheels, he keeps it healthy, and he can finish 24 rounds. I think Austin Forkner is going to give them a real run for the money. I think it's a mental game. It really is. And as long as he can keep it rubber side up for those 24 rounds, I really wouldn't be surprised to see Austin be that guy. He is absolutely possesses that raw speed. He's very talented, but again, like I said, it's a mental game. And, I think as long as he can keep it together for 24 rounds, we'll see him at the top. But I think it's going to be a lot of Hondas and a lot of Star Racing Yamahas is going to have to work through to get to that.
I have to agree with you. And that's not saying anything bad about the other teams. I just think that's where the talent and saturation lies, is with the PC crew and the Star Racing crew. And we saw that in Supercross, and you get those guys Supercross type of momentum heading into outdoors that only gets increased exponentially. These guys are going to come out swinging, and it's going to be great. We would be remiss if we not mention Max Volen, who's going to be the lone KTM rider out of the factory KTM outfit, as well as a rider like Moseman coming out, and he's had a little bit of controversy going back and forth with Jett Lawrence, but I do think that now that you're able to spread them out a little bit, we're just going to see an all-out battle. I don't know if we're going to see the dirty takeouts. 100%. I think it's going to be an all-out battle, and how that's going to go. Tayler, I wanted to get your 2 cents on this topic, especially. Who is one rider that you think is going to stand out that we really don't hear much about, and one rider that you think is kind of going to flop a little bit throughout the outdoor season? So,
I think there's several that you could say. Yeah, I think there's several that you could say either way, and you probably were right, because these outdoors are really going to put these boys to the test. Yeah. You're talking out in the elements, rain, this extreme heat, the even the altitude just a factor going like Thunder Valley. These are going to be, it's going to be a true test of these guys. Like I said in the last time we talked, you're talking 2 races a day. This is going to be a matter of who is the, the battle of the fittest. And I really think that you could say anybody and you'd be right. As far as surprising everyone goes, I think a lot of people are saying this, but I think Nate Thrasher is going to be that guy. I was really impressed with him going into the Atlanta rounds. The Atlanta rounds were very similar to like an outdoorsy track, and I'd really be happy to see him come out on top, podiuming. Just a couple times. I really think we're gonna, we'll see him up at the top. And it can go either way for sure.
I agree. Nate Thrasher is on my list of guys to keep an eye on, who I think, again, going to come under the radar because he's a rookie, but he's really going to show us the same, and I believe this is the same level of, poise and talent that we saw in Supercross. Mark my words, Nate Thrasher is going to be a guy that we're going to be talking about all summer long, praying that this guy stays on 2 wheels, because the influx of talent on the Yamaha squad or Yamaha basketball team is like 20 of them. It's going to be
crazy, right?
It's crazy. It's going to be absolutely
I love
insane.
it. I'm here for it.
Exactly. I will say one guy that I think is not going to have as stellar of an outdoor season and might pick it up towards the end. I don't see a lot of people touting Joe Shimoda. I don't see the outdoor talent. I do think he's so great in Supercross, and that's really where he lets a lot of his talent shine. I think outdoors it's a little bit gnarlier, and I don't think that plays into a skill set yet. I think Joe is going to be a great all-around rider. Just give him another year or two, and he's going to get there. But as of right now, I think Joe Shimoda might be a guy that we're seeing maybe just outside that top echelon group of riders. And that's not saying that he's a slouch. I'm a big Joe Shimoda fan, and I hope that he proves me wrong. But I just kind of see that it's the level of talent that's around him. I kind of don't see, I don't see him pushing through that.
You know what? As far as the Supercross goes this year, there are probably 5 to 8 guys who could potentially win any given race.
Yes.
But you're so right when you mentioned Joe Shimoda and the fact that his Supercross, it's just a different level of, it's a different skill set, 100%. You're talking 2 30-minute plus 2 motos per day, 12 times. And I think there's, a lot of guys are going to see the cream rise to the top, and there's going to be a lot of guys who just, these different factors are going to come into play. Like say a day like Loretta Lynn's 2 last year, where, it was a full mud race and both motos, for example, like a talent like Eli Tomac, who we count on to be successful given any given element, given the fact that he comes from Colorado, he has the altitude perspective. And of course, all of those things don't really matter when it comes down to when those all those elements come into play. It'll be interesting to see where it goes, but I definitely agree with you on Joe Shimoda. I think he's extremely talented as far as Supercross goes. Outdoors is going to be a different beast, and we'll see. Again, like I said, the cream rises to the top. We'll see who rises to the occasion. 24 races. We're talking several, it's a lot of motos. So many different factors come into play, and it'll be really exciting to see.
Yes, exactly. I am pretty amped. And it's definitely going to be an absolute banner year, and it can be a banner year for you guys out there too, because we've got some great internship opportunities where you can sign up to hang out with your favorite racers for outdoors and work for a pro supercross and motocross team. These are extremely great opportunities where you can really go behind the scenes and immerse yourself in the racing industry and make a career out of it. You can meet great people like Tayler. You can meet a bunch of cool mechanics, industry personnel that can help you get to that career and that next level in the sport you want to get to. Check out the link below, head to thecollectivexp.com. And while you're there, don't forget to grab your own set of merch. We've got some really cool merch for you guys and gals out there, and we want to see you representing the brand and representing Moto the right way. Also, guys, don't forget that we have our Tce Insiders Club coming out very soon. It's a members only part of our website that gets you guys the cream of the cream of the content. And when I say behind the scenes, this is behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. You're getting exclusive content that we really don't show normally, and we're pretty inclusive in that, with that stuff. Inclusive with showing the exclusive stuff. And it's very unique, and it's tailored to the avid moto fan. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, check out everything that Tayler has going on. We're going to link her Instagram below. She does some amazing projects, and I'm sure if you've been to a pro race, you've seen her somewhere. Tayler, speaking of pro race, what is one national that you are excited to watch besides Southwick? Because you know we're biased.
Of course.
Being New
We're
Englanders.
biased.
What is one race besides Southwick that you are just amped to see?
God, I love Red Bud.
Mm.
Does anybody not feel that way? I mean, come on. Does anybody,
like-
any real Moto fan, I feel like they're
It's
so
iconic.
excited for Red Bud every year.
Exactly. It is absolutely iconic. I mean, my first time going to Red Bud, I kind of, again, we're, you know, I'm like, dude, it doesn't get any better than Southwick. Southwick's the best, blah, blah, blah. I went
nothing
to,
can beat it.
Nothing can beat it. And I went to Red Bud, and god dang, dude, that facility is so freaking cool. Just the majesty being around 4th of July, the huge jumps, the dirt is like chocolate cake. B-Lot is, I spent the night in B-Lot just hanging out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It was like a, and you know, and I'm not squeamish, and I was like, I got to get the hell out of here, dude. This is nuts.
You think a Unadilla pit at night is bad? Go to Red Bud. Give Red Bud one shot.
Yeah, Red Bud is nuts. But I mean, it's just such an iconic, historic moto venue that yeah, I encourage everyone to get out there. And if you can, check it out this year. We'll be out there. Come say hi. We'll see if we can get Tayler out there as well to meet her hordes of fans, because you know they're out there. So Tayler, this is going to be good. I'm so excited. We are only a couple days until we're going to watch it. I want to say thank you to the guys to you know, for supporting and for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Continue to keep spreading the word of this community that we're building, and of course, keep showing love to the Kaplan family, especially Tayler, as she you're going to see her a lot more on these recordings. She brings a lot of cool commentary, and of course, just a wealth of knowledge growing up in the sport. With that, Tayler, I want to say thank you. We're going to do another wrap up once we get the first race underway. I'm sure it's going to be like an hour long of just madness from the race.
We're going to have so much to talk about, Dave. I cannot wait.
It's going to be absolutely
I'm counting
insane.
down the seconds.
Right. It's going to be absolutely insane. Thank you guys for watching. Tayler, you have a great night, and we will talk soon.
Thanks, Dave. Bye, guys.
Take care.